You are sitting at your desk, staring at your screen. The day is half over. You haven't done much, but you need to take a break, a moment just to breathe. But the overachiever pushes, you haven't done enough. And right behind it, the perfectionist whispers, not like this, not until it's perfect. And then the inner critic steps in, harsh and familiar. Why can't you ever get it together? A message notification pops up. You feel a tightness in your chest. You don't want to respond, but the people pleaser moves your finger before you even think, typing something nice and agreeable, while something inside you wants to say no. And then, just like a flicker, a defiant voice says, what if I stopped it all? That's the rebel. It wants freedom, not more expectations. And then underneath it all, there is a smaller voice. It's not loud. It's not forceful. It's scared. The inner scared child doesn't want to keep going. It wants to be held. It wants to feel safe. But nobody seems to notice. So the numb one comes in. It closes all tabs, opens another app, and it starts scrolling, not to feel the pressure, the confusion, the pain of being pulled in different directions. It might look like you are doing nothing, but inside you there is chaos. These parts didn't come out of nowhere. They were born in moments you needed them to protect, to adapt, to make sense of a messy world. But when they take the lead in your life, you forget what it feels like to be you. Inner peace and restoration begins when you become aware of them, when you realize you are not them. Today, I'm going to introduce you to these parts, the parts that are secretly shaping your decisions, your emotions, your patterns. The overachiever. There is a part of you that believes your worth is measured by how much you get done, how successful you are, how hard you push yourself, and how much you achieve. The overachiever doesn't know how to slow down. It says things like, keep going, you are not there yet. If you stop now, people will think you are lazy. If you don't move, you will fall behind. It came alive in the moments when being seen, valued, and loved seemed to depend on how well you performed. Maybe success got you praise. Maybe failure brought you silence or even shame. So it learned, if I want to feel safe and loved, I have to keep proving myself. At its core, it wants to protect you through success. It wants to make sure you are never rejected, never forgotten, so it keeps you moving, performing, achieving. But no matter how much you do and how well you perform, it's never enough. There is always another goal, another task, another reason to keep pushing. And in that striving, you lose something important. Your right just to be, to feel worthy without constantly having to prove it. The people pleaser. There is a part of you that is always trying to keep the peace. It wants to make sure everyone around you is okay, even if it means you are not. It asks you to smile, to say yes, to be easy to be around. Even something inside you wants to say no. It sounds like, don't upset them. Just go along, it's not worth the tension. If they are happy with you, you will be okay. It was born in the moments where love felt like it had strings attached, or being yourself felt too risky. So this part decided it's better to please others than to speak up. So now it tries to protect you by avoiding conflicts, by keeping the peace, by making sure no one is disappointed in you. But the more you listen to it, the more you lose your own voice. Your needs get pushed aside, your truth gets buried, and little by little, you feel further away from yourself. At its core, the people pleaser wants love and connection. It believes it can earn that by pleasing others, but it can never earn that. Instead, you lose the love and connection you have with yourself. The inner critic. This part is always there, no matter what you are doing. If it's a big project or something small, you have put in the effort, but then this harsh voice kicks in. That's not good enough. You should have done much better. You messed up again. Why would you do that? The inner critic is always scanning for what's wrong. It believes if it can get everything right, if it can fix every flaws, then finally you will feel good enough. Finally, you will get to be approved. Finally, you get to be safe. But underneath all that pressure, the inner critic is scared. Scared of failure, scared of being judged, scared of not being approved. So it pushes, it criticizes, it wants you to be better, to do better. It was born in the moments where your mistakes were the only things others noticed, or your efforts were ignored. So it made a promise, if I can get everything right, I'll feel safe, I'll feel approved. But no matter how perfect you are and how well you do, it's never enough. Because what this part truly wants is true safety, and that cannot be earned by doing well or being flawless. The rebel. There is a part of you that hates being told what to do. It pulls away from rules, expectations, or anything that feels like it's trying to box you in. It believes the only way to be your true self is to break free from what others expect. It sounds like, I don't care what they think. Why should I do it their way? This is my life. I'll do it my way. It was born in the moments where you felt controlled, boxed in, or unheard. Maybe you were told to be someone you weren't. Maybe you tried to fit in, but it made you feel even more lost. So this part rose up and said, never again. I'll protect us by not letting others tell us what to do or who to be. So it protects through resistance, pushing back, standing out, refusing to blend in. And this sometimes feels powerful. It gives you a voice. It reminds you you matter. But when this part leads, life feels like constant fight. Against rules, against people, even against help. And in that fight, you are still being controlled by what you are fighting against. True freedom doesn't come from resistance, it comes from flow. Like water moving around a rock. It doesn't fight it, it finds a way. The perfectionist. There is a part of you that holds you to impossible standards. It believes if everything is flawless, then you won't be criticized. Nobody will leave, and nobody will see what you are hiding underneath. So it pushes you to double check, to overthink, to keep striving, not because it loves excellence, but because it's terrified of failure, terrified of being judged and not being good enough. It sounds like you can't make mistakes. If it's not perfect, don't even try. Or people will think less of you. It was born in the moments where mistakes weren't safe, where feeling being good enough didn't feel good enough. So it learned to armor you with perfection. But this armor gets heavy because no matter how hard you try to be flawless, it doesn't quiet the fear underneath. Because what this part truly wants is to feel safe. The scared inner child. There is a part of you that feels small, vulnerable, and overwhelmed. It looks at the world and whispers, "This is too much. I can't handle this. Please don't let anything bad happen." This is the scared inner child who doesn't feel strong enough to face what's coming. So it clings to what is familiar. It holds back, it hides. It was born in the moments where life felt too much, when fear, hurt, abandonment became too much to carry. Maybe you had to figure things out too soon. Maybe safety felt unpredictable. So this part decided it's safer to stay small, to stay quiet, to not be seen. Now it tries to protect you. It says, don't take the risk. Don't move, don't change. Because to this part, everything that is unfamiliar means danger. The more you listen to it, the more stuck you feel. Trapped by all the stories held back by fear. And everything starts to feel too risky, even if it's not. This part wants to protect you, to keep you safe. But what it's really costing you is the chance to grow, to be bold, to step into who you really are, even when the future is unknown. The now one. There is a part of you that has learned to shut down. When life gets overwhelming, this part takes over. It builds walls, blocks the pain, and turns down the volume on everything you feel. It sounds like, it's fine, I don't care. Nothing matters anyway. Just get through the day, you will be okay. This is the now one who believes if you don't feel anything, you won't get hurt. So it silences fear, but also joy. It numbs sadness, but also connection. It was born in the moments where life felt too heavy, when you were hurt too many times, or when you wanted to be heard and you weren't. So this part made a promise. If I shut down, we'll survive. It tries to protect you from disappointment, heartbreak, grief, but it also keeps out the wonder, the joy, the love. When you listen to it, you lose touch with yourself. Your desires fade, your spark dims, and life starts to feel distant even when you are still here. But when this part steps back, you get to feel again. The color, the spark, the wonder, the vitality comes back to you. These are just a few parts or identities that live inside you, some louder than others, some more present in you than others. Some seem convincing or even noble, but they were all born in moments of pain, when you didn't feel safe, when you had to become someone else to survive. The healing begins when you realize you are not them. You are the awareness behind them. You are the one that can see them, can recognize them. Then instead of being led by them, you take the lead. And when you take the lead, those parts get to rest. They become silent. There is no chaos inside you. You get to have the peace you want. You finally get to feel safe, loved, and enough. You come home to yourself.